Let's go to St James's Park, mate, where it was an interesting game coming up. It's an Arsenal team that are not firing on all cylinders. A Newcastle team that just got a good win in the League Cup against Chelsea. I remember listening to Eddie Howe in his press conference, Rob, and he came out with a phrase, and it's maybe one he's used before, but I know it. He said, intensity is our identity. And he was saying that's who they are, and that's when they play well, and that's the standard we got to get back to. And I thought during the game, Rob, I thought the football wasn't exhilarating. I thought their appetite, their energy, their drive, their want to do what was required, their hard work, at times the wide players tucking in and doubling up on the wide players and the threats. I thought they were so well prepared and so well managed, and I thought it was a credible one. And the biggest thing I would also say, which is a credit to Newcastle, also a bit of a criticism on Arsenal, at 1-0, I never really thought the game's in doubt. Never really thought that Arsenal might get back into this. It just wasn't one of them days for Arsenal. And Newcastle's appetite to want to work almost felt like they were in the title race and one of the other teams might be struggling a little bit.
I thought it was a spectacular performance from Newcastle United. And I think I tweeted it or put it on some social media or threads or something. I thought they were spectacular, Rob. And not in a way that you'd normally think of silky football, create, score a lot of goals. I thought their defensive kind of approach, attitude, organisation, tactical setup was immaculate. Yeah. Arsenal, tried everything. The manager made all his changes. Yeah. It's not as though Arsenal were really bad. They couldn't get close to Nick Pope. Arsenal couldn't get close. They couldn't get many shots in. They couldn't create anything. Yeah. For that the Newcastle United that I expected this year, after being off the back of a difficult year last year with all the injuries. Yeah. I expected this from day one, and it hasn't come. But that is Newcastle United at their best. Yeah. Now, if they can stay back to their best, and classy Alexander Isak does his thing again, makes $1 million, scores after 12 gets the all important goal. And they've got everybody else competition for places. Harvey Barnes on the bench again. The power in that team, and I know that Arteta after said that we played into their hands a little bit, but I just think Newcastle United just had a really good day. Strong, physical. Yeah. I thought the fullbacks were excellent. Tino Livramento, Rob, is going to be an excellent fullback.
Both were excellent. Him and Lewis Hall was good against Saka on the other side. That's a good future, Rob.
When you get good, reliable, quality fullbacks, don't have to mean a lot because they get so much of the ball as well, being out in a wider area. I thought Livramento was particularly really, really good. They were just really solid out of possession, really, really solid. And I know it's a bit of a shocker for Arsenal, Rob, and I know that they got some players that maybe not fully fit, and there's been injury issues. And I thought their intent was good. I thought Arsenal's general desire, intent to go and win the game, tactical changes, substitution changes.
He tried everything.
Yeah, but they were up against a black and white wall at St James's Park, particularly after going 1-0 up sort of early in the game, really. I thought they deserved, worked hard, and really, it's just an example, Rob, of not, you can win games in different ways. And I love that sort of 1-0 victory as much as a 4-1 Spurs victory or whatever we're going to chat later on. I appreciate that side of it and that you can win in the playing that way. And I thought they were really, really good value.
And to your point, Robert, I think at the same lesson we had to work hard in teams. We both played in teams that we weren't always going to dominate the ball. But when you get those quality players who are prepared to do that work, who are selfless in that takes you to another level. Yeah. And collectively, they've got that. Just carrying on the theme, I'm going to choose my underappreciated performer of the week, and it comes from Newcastle United. And I bet you I could give you 4 or 5 guesses and you wouldn't probably pick my guy. Sean Longstaff, my friend.
Oh, coming to midfield,
midfield player who came on the midfield. And I don't know if you get a chance, it might be on YouTube, or if you get a chance to listen to an interview he did yesterday, Rob. It was everything that was good about Newcastle's performance came through in this young man's interview. So he's come through the academy. He's been out on loan, I think, at Kilmarnock and played a little bit at Blackpool and I think got his breakthrough under Rafa Benitez and got a long-term contract and was one of the young things. And then maybe things haven't always worked out for him. But he's an important element to that team, Rob. He brings an energy and an infectious way of going about his business. It was interesting that I heard, and again, I only read some articles, that he came on as sub in the League Cup for Tonali, and it was booed a bit by some fans or something like that. And Eddie talked about it, that he's important. He started him today ahead of Tonali, and Longstaff, in a very selfless way, just said, I know some people don't think I can play and I can't pass from A to B, but I'll always do my best. I'll always work hard for the team. I'll always try, and if I'm in the team, I'll give as much as when I'm out the team. And do you know what, Rob? For all that, Newcastle United in the takeover and money and big stars who are on big money, a young academy kid who comes in, who gives his all, who's an important part of what you say yesterday is a magnificent win in a certain style of football. Sean Longstaff and players like him deserve the credit that he can find a spot next to Guimaraes and Joe Ellington without Tonali, and he can find a spot ahead of people who you've spent millions of dollars on. And I just thought, I liked Livramento, I liked Hall, but something about Sean Longstaff in that game against Arsenal stood out for me as like, that's why they win, and that's why this football club means so much to people in black and white, because one of their own, a kid through the academy, gives 100% of everything he's got, whether he's on the pitch or not on the pitch.
Yeah, I like it. And by the way, Eddie Howe likes him as well. I've heard Eddie Howe many times saying that we've missed Sean, he was out injured for a period. Yeah, and he said he was badly missed. And, I'll quickly add on to that, Rob, that I think we've spoke before that goals, so many goals come from transitions, right? When you quickly win the ball back, well, why don't you have a really good player in your team that forces transitions? That's what creates and score goals. Yeah. Yes, the superb, through the players, through ball, key passes is amazing, but we don't really see a ton of those. We see more goals created by transition, somebody winning the ball back, they're in bad positions, then you break quickly and score goals. Now, that's what he's good at, and that's why he's in the team. And that's why that sort of player is a really important player for that very reason that people don't realise. He's not just tackling and he's just there to win. But those create opportunities for his team to score and to counterattack. Yeah. So I like it, Rob. I like it. And he'll be under pressure if Tonali came on and looked quite bright. But, when you talk about the blend of your technical players and your physical players, if Eddie Howe says that intensity is there, what do you say is their identity? Yeah. Well, you need intense players. Part of it, and Sean Longstaff, he's an intense player. So I like it. It's a good shout, and it's a good. Just quickly on Arsenal, Rob. Yeah. And not an uncommon comment, but Martin Odegaard. I mean, when you're up against that sort of team that's really closed all the gaps, you need a real clever little player, creative. And he's that guy. Yeah. And the longer he's out, then the Arsenal really look like they're missing him badly. Maybe he's the most important player on the team. Probably is. It's showing it now, and they need him back really quick. Well, I think we were thinking down the same line. I've got two reasons that I thought Arsenal didn't get anything from the game. I've got their miss two of their go-tos. One was Martin Odegaard. The second, Rob, and I put him as a player on the rise. Declan Rice did a little breakdown of his deliveries in the box, and set pieces didn't turn up for him. Set pieces were really poor, Rob, on a day when they might have needed something. Declan Rice's deliveries weren't good. Corners weren't really the threat, and so how many times the set pieces won them the game on a day when he did, and the football wasn't great. Newcastle ended up with all 3 points.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.